Sit back and throw one back with your pinky in the air and a middle finger to the world, and join me, the eclectic gentleman Stephen Watts, as we look back on this day in pro wrestling history. But before we do, put that drink down, like, share, and subscribe, and without further ado, let's get our wrestling history on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is June 3rd, and we're going to start off as we always do on a positive note. That's right, these are your pro wrestling birthdays. 1905, former wrestler and promoter of the 30s, 40s, and 50s, Ed Don George. 1980, indie veteran Pepper Parks. Of course, on the flip side of that coin, your pro wrestling deaths for June 3rd. 1933, former Greco-Roman wrestling champion and the first president of the New York State Athletic Commission, William Muldoon. All right, enough of the sad stuff. It's time to get to the meat and potatoes. That's right, these are your pro wrestling history highlights for June 3rd. A super short trip in the Wayback Machine today, as we start in 1964. Dr. Jerry and Crazy Luke Graham defeat Apollo and Don McClarty for the Worldwide Wrestling Federation U.S. Tag Team Championships. Fast forwarding all the way to 1981, where New Japan Pro Wrestling and the WWF hold a joint show in Japan, with such matches as WWF Heavyweight Champion Bob Backlund defeating Hulk Hogan, and Antonio Inoki and Dusty Rhodes defeating Bobby Duncum and Sergeant Slaughter. Fast forwarding to the decade of grunge, 1991, the WWF holds an event in Madison Square Garden, main evented by Hulk Hogan, defending his championship against Sergeant Slaughter in a Desert Storm match. Staying put in 1991, Steve Austin defeats Bobby Eaton for the WCW television title. And last but not least, 1998, Nick Dinsmore defeats Rip Rogers for the OVW heavyweight title. Those were your super short pro wrestling history highlights for June 3rd. I'm the eclectic gentleman Stephen Watts, and we'll see you tomorrow.